Small towns built around a single industry run the risk of having to reinvent themselves if the employer closes up shop. That's what happened in the small South Dakota city of Lead, nestled in the state's Black Hills. Lead was once home to the largest gold mine in North America. But when it closed in 2002, the town took a big hit. Hundreds of workers lost their jobs and many left in search of work. But Jim Axelrod learned the future of Lead could hinge on people going back underground to dig into a very different matter. Jim, good morning.
Well, good morning. Lead was a company town without a company. But then some very smart people realized there was something maybe even more valuable than gold sitting underneath the homes and streets. The gaping hole in the middle of Lead, South Dakota, is a reminder of the town's golden age that Mayor Ron Everett just can't ignore.
When we look at this enormous hole in the ground, what story does that tell us about Lead?
Well, this is what you can see from the mining activity for 130 years. There's 300 miles of underground workings down there.
For years, the Homestake gold mine was the largest and deepest gold mine in North America, producing more than 40 million ounces of gold. At its peak, it employed 2,200 people and supported a vibrant community with virtually no unemployment.
The guys put a little heater on their deck.
City Commissioner David Vardaman was a geologist at Homestake.
Lead was the economic engine of South Dakota. These were the highest paid salaries in South Dakota. We drove all of the economy in the local area.
Here in the South Dakota mining town of Lead, happiness is the soaring price of gold.
Gold was booming 44 years ago when CBS News last visited the mine in Lead. But after years of increasing production costs and declining prices, the mine shut down in the early 2000s. Hundreds of people lost their jobs, including Luke Scott.
So when you heard Homestake was closing, how'd you process that?
It's pretty hard to process that. I mean, it was tough because then you gotta try to find another job, you know. But there isn't a lot of jobs for miners in this area.
Another mining town with a shut-down mine. Lead could have taken a dive, but it avoided that fate by taking a dive nearly a mile beneath the surface. After suiting up in protective clothes, boots, and hard hats, we crowded into an elevator-like cage and descended 4,850 feet below the surface. Along for the ride, David Vardaman and Luke Scott, who both got new jobs at the old mine.
In this country, when the good jobs go away in a place like a mine, they usually don't come back.
Yeah, it's very, very lucky. I'm just fortunate that I get to come back here and do what I like to do, and I like to be underground.
Here, a new kind of mining is taking place in the deepest clean room in the world, where once again we change.
And go over your head, find a hole for your eyes.
This time into special sterile suits.
Hey, ready?
To see where a team of world-class scientists like Cabinet Christofferson is mining for the secrets of the universe.
It's not enough to just glove up. If you're gonna work in here, you gotta actually then go through these rubber arms.
Yes, and then put another pair of gloves on.
You put gloves on top of the gloves?
Yes, gloves on top of the gloves.
Welcome to the Sanford Underground Research Facility. So far under the earth that all the radiation and noise from the sun is filtered out, creating a place where researchers can work in an ultra-pure environment. Here, Christofferson, a chemist, grows the world's purest copper to use in experiments.
In this room, you are wrestling with the most fundamental questions of humanity.
Correct, of why matter exists in the universe. If at the time of the Big Bang you had equal amounts of matter and antimatter, they should have met and annihilated each other. So why are we here?
Rather than shrinking, Lead is now growing, all on account of some masterful repurposing.
The next stage of an underground lab
exploring these concepts will be conducted here, where we're heading.
Exactly.
Over the next decade, a new billion-dollar international physics project will be built half a mile from Christofferson's lab in another part of the old Homestake mine. The next phase of this cutting-edge research will actually unfold on the other side.
Correct. Just about 200 feet away.
And another influx of scientists and visitors will be expected in Lead, which is still trying to fill empty storefronts and revive its economy.
We hope that this place starts to become a business district again around science. Homestake was here for a long time. They provided jobs, security. The lab is going to be here for a long time. There'll be jobs, there'll be security. What those jobs are, don't know.
But there's still some gold in these hills.
Yes.
Now, scientists just knew Homestake would be perfect for this kind of research because half a century ago, a chemist named Ray Davis convinced the mine owners to let him build a small lab underground. And the work he did there later won him a Nobel Prize.
Wow, really interesting.
Fascinating stuff. It really is.
Glad to be back up here, though.
I was going to
Yes, I'll bet. Did it feel claustrophobic? Did it feel claustrophobic down there?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, but I knew I was coming up, so.
Yeah, you knew you were coming back to us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim Axelrod.
Thank you.